This week, our travels bring us to Tallinn, the capital and largest city in Estonia. Tallinn is situated about 80 kilometers south of Helsinki, Finland, making it a pretty chilly destination for our November visit. Despite the cold weather, we've been looking forward to visiting this beautiful medieval city for a long time, although probably not for the reasons you might think. Our Airbnb has a sauna, and it's pretty nice, but we're not going to link it below for you guys just because we don't actually like the Airbnb that much apart from the sauna. But it is in a great location. It is like right smack in the middle of Old Town.
Yeah, we're excited to show you guys around Tallinn today, but it's gonna take some convincing to get us out of this sauna. It's so nice in here, and it's so cold outside.
It's so cold. And so, after begrudgingly dragging ourselves out of the warm sauna and bundling up with a few warm layers of clothes, we were finally ready to explore Tallinn.
You guys, you know it is super cold here in Tallinn when we pass by a group of school children and they're all wearing snow pants and boots and just dressed to the nines.
It is freezing out, so we're gonna head to our first stop where we can warm up inside a little bit. Everything looks so good.
I know, how do we pick?
I want to order one of everything. We are here at the oldest cafe in all of Tallinn. It opened back in 1864, so a long time ago, and the name literally translates as sweet tooth, so that is exactly what we did. We got a beautiful almond croissant and then a chocolate glazed cinnamon pretzel, and they both look amazing. We're gonna give them a try now.
Ooh, here we go.
Is it good?
It tastes like Christmas morning to me because my mom always made cinnamon buns on Christmas Day. It's so good, you guys.
It's like honey and butter, I think. So good. Oh my god. I can see why this place has been open for so long. I mean, it's like probably a little touristy, but even if I was local here, I'd want to come here to get pastries because I can't imagine it getting any better than this.
Man, those were so good, and they went down way too quickly.
Before exploring Old Town, we wanted to get a good vantage point to see what the city looks like from above. So we headed over to one of Tallinn's many viewing platforms to get a bird's eye view of the city.
Quite the view.
Nice views. Good bit of people, but worth it for the views. The views from this platform are pretty impressive.
They are. You got a great view over the city. You can see the cruise ships docking over in the harbor, which is pretty cool, but it's very busy.
I know, but it's free, so it's kind of worth it, you know? And I assume if you come early, you can beat the crowds.
On our way up to the viewpoint, we passed by this beautiful Orthodox church, so we're heading to go check that out now. And it's actually just down the street from the overlook. It's great because I'm freezing, and as little walking as we could do as possible is the best. That church is super cool, you guys. We went in, and you're not allowed to film or take pictures in there, but if you're here in Tallinn, you do have to go in because it's insanely beautiful.
And it's free to go in. I mean, actually, I think since we started traveling, I've been in more churches in like the past 5 months than I've been in my entire life, so that's kind of funny. Next up, it was time for the main event. Tallinn's Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the top tourist attractions in all of Estonia. before Halloween, and we got Spider-Man dancing behind me with a cucaracha wearing a Mexican sombrero dancing to the song Tequila.
Guys, we had to stop back at our Airbnb. I put on another sweater and another pair of socks. It is way too cold in this city.
It's so cold, we each put another layer of clothes on, and I'm pretty sure we are now wearing every single piece of cold weather clothing that we own.
Yep, for sure. But now we are bundled up and we're going to head to see some of the iconic sites here in Tallinn.
Let's go. Looks like we got a pretty classic looking main square for Eastern Europe with pretty colorful buildings. There's a guy playing guitar, which props to him because it's freaking cold out to just be like standing there all day.
Yeah, and apparently we missed the Christmas or winter market by like 2 weeks. I think it fires up in mid-November, but I bet that's super pretty when they have the trees and the lights and everything up.
So we're in St. Catherine's Passage right now, which is one of a bunch of cute little like winding tiny passageways here in Tallinn. And I did read that while I was doing research on these passageways, there are also a bunch of like a labyrinth of tunnels below the city that were used as bomb shelters during World War II, and they just opened them up to tourists in like 2010. So I don't think we'll be able to go down there, but this is probably the next best thing.
Guys, the passageway is pretty cool. Definitely some very old-timey vibes in there, you know, all the cobblestone and old stone architecture. But it's also really cool because there are like these glass blowers and other artisans and artists in there. So it's a pretty neat area to go if you're looking to do some souvenir shopping or just see what the local artisans have to offer.
For our last stop of the day, we wanted to experience for ourselves the thriving craft beer scene in Tallinn. It still seems to be a secret from the rest of the world, but Estonia supposedly makes some pretty great beer. Look at these menus! It's the biggest beer I've ever seen. So we heard that there is like a really like new and growing and thriving craft beer scene here in Estonia, in Tallinn in particular. So we are here at a beer house to try some local beer.
So the selection here is not as big as you would think. There's only like probably 6 or 7 different kinds of beers, but they make it here in-house. And so the entire place, you can smell the fermenting hops and barley. And there's actually guys right over there that are working in the tanks. So it's a pretty cool place, and it's awesome that we get to try beer that's made about 25 feet that way.
Here I go, bottoms up. Ooh, that's nice. I got what's called, I think, Hell's what?
Hellas Lager or something like that?
Hell's Lager or something like that, but it's really good. It's a lighter beer. You can definitely taste, like, I don't know, notes of the stuff that they brewed it with. You can tell I'm not like a beer connoisseur. Notes of the stuff that they brewed it with. It's good. It's refreshing. It's crisp. I'm hoping it'll warm us up a little bit. This place is like really well heated, and I would rather be anywhere than outside right now. Ça va?
Yeah, it's really good. I went with the Dunkel's Extra, so it's a darker beer, and it kind of tastes like a Killian's. That's the first thought that came to mind. Those beers were super good, and if they weren't €5 a piece, I'd order another one.
Can't do it for 1 second longer. We're so sorry, but we're going back to our Airbnb to sit in the sauna.
It's so cold, but that beer was so good. And Tallinn's Old Town is a really, really cool place to be. It's a lot like the old towns in, you know, other Eastern European cities with the cobblestone streets and the pretty buildings. but it's a nice place to be, and I'm sure when it's not sub-freezing temperatures, it's an even nicer place.
Yeah, if you are not from a Scandinavian country, come here in the summer. If you're from like Finland, I'm sure this feels like freaking Florida or something, but other than that, it's cold. Make sure you are subscribed because for our next video, we're gonna be going to Lahima National Park, which is a gorgeous national park with like a waterfall and forests and stuff that's like an hour north of Tallinn, I think.
It'll be super cool to get out into the Estonian wilderness and see what it's like out there.
We're gonna freeze.
Yeah, we're gonna freeze, but we're gonna have a great time doing it anyway.
Yeah. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for coming along with us. We'll see you next time in Lahima National Park. Peace!
Yeah, I put out another layer too, and now we are a lot of people running right now.
Why are people so... I don't understand this. I'm pissed off.
It's like, what? We're here in all this cold and we don't even get a Christmas market?
Unbelievable.
What? 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 What?
You know what it says behind your head?
What?
Wu-Tang is for the children.